welcome. I'm going to help you to remember the countries of Europe, because I know it's kind of a big one. It can be a little scary, but I am willing to put myself out there and to show you the craziness that is inside here to help you remember your countries a little bit. I don't have one for physical features, I just have one for the countries. So something is better than nothing, right? Alright. By the end of it, your little map thingy should look something like this with all this crazy writing. If anybody picks it up, they'll be like, oh my god, this is a crazy person. But that's okay, because we're all a little bit crazy. Let's embrace the weird. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, you're going to zoom in up to that little island, and you're going to meet one of my good friends. His name is Yuki. He is an old little gnome. Isn't he adorable? Scotland makes the hat. And now we're going to do something to Yuki. If you go up a little bit ways, you see this little ball up there. That's called Iceland. It's going to be called ice. And we're going to drop this ball of ice onto Yuki's head. Killing him. Knock him out. Not killing him. Knocking him out. Making him very angry. Another word for anger is ire. Irate, anger, ire. And so that's Ireland right there. So we've got Iceland, the UK, or Yuki, and Ireland right there. So there's one little story for you. Alright, moving on. If we were in class during this part, but we are not, alas, because of ice, I would be passing out Swedish fish, which is one of my favorite candies. I love Swedish fish. So I'd be passing it out right now, and then when I got to you, I would have no more, because I'm picking on you. And we'd go, oh crap, no Swedish fish. Go ahead, write that right there. No Swedish fish left. There you got Norway, or no, Sweden, Swedish, and Finland, fish. So there you go, those three. No Swedish fish. Alright, moving on down to one of my favorite stories. So you're mad at me because I didn't give you Swedish fish, so you're gonna go home and get ready for a dance in Western Europe at your friend's place. And so you then decide to walk over to your friend's place, walk on the front porch, but you're wearing shoes that you don't normally wear, so you trip and that's you falling, and you sprain your ankle, so you have to hobble your way through the door to get to the dance. So we got a front porch, ogle. We've got where you sprained, or Spain, your ankle, going through the door of Andorra. And we've got the dance at France. See how it rhymes? It's a beautiful story. Brings tears to my eyes. So now, moving on just a little bit ways, I want you to go ahead and label NBL, mini germs. I'm going to give you a little story for this one too. Actually, it's more of an acronym rather than a story. So you're going to remember these as nerdy birds lick mini germs. I know, right? Because nerdy birds, like, they're insane. We don't even know what's going on in their head because they're nerds, and they lick mini germs. So that's the Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, and then Germany. Fun fact about Luxembourg, it's very, very tiny. I've been there. I was there for literally 50 minutes. It took us 20 minutes to drive all the way through, and right in the middle of it, right in the capital city, we took a 30-minute pit stop. And I got some handmade lace, because they're known for their lace. So, yeah, 20 minutes on a tour bus to drive through Luxembourg. That's smaller than Rhode Island, by the way. Anyways, moving on. So going down from there, you see this little dude buddy right there, Austria. We're gonna go, aw, we feel so bad for him because he's got a huge schnoz, huge nose, right there. And hanging off the end of it is some Swiss cheese. Switzerland. So we've got Austria, Switzerland. We feel bad for this dude because he's walking around and nobody is telling him, dude, you got some freaking Swiss cheese on your nose, weirdo. Alright, next little tidbit. You've probably heard this one before, but this would be Italy, and it's in the shape of this lady who decided that while she's wearing her knee-high, high-heeled boots, high-heeled, nobody told me that part before, so I didn't get this trick a long time ago, but it's a high-heeled boot, and she's mad at her boyfriend, so she's kicking a ball to him. She's just, kick it! In Italy. So, you see, kick it. Italy is the boot. Alright, now I want you to go ahead, we'll zoom out, and I want you to see if you can find the duck. You see a duck? You see it? Alright, I'm going to highlight it for you. So this is the Central Europe duck. So while we're highlighting, we'll just go, little rubber ducky, you're the one. That's all I really know. I don't know the words to the song, but I went and made a duck. So there you go. Rubber ducky. I call him Cinti because it's Central Europe. Cinti the duck. So let's get into these countries that like hardly anybody really knows anything about. All right. First things first. You got to draw a line because this is an outdated map. That's my bad. This is an outdated map, and you got to draw a line to separate two countries because they split. You've probably heard of a country called Czechoslovakia. Don't say that anymore. It's not kosher, not politically correct. They are two separate countries. So in order to identify the first one, let's go ahead and write on the bill of the duck, the nose, the bill, you're going to put a little check mark. That is for the Czech Republic, is what it's called now, the Czech Republic. So there you've got the Czech Republic on our little duck. And then what you want to do is draw a flagpole right on the head of the duck because he's like Gucci Mane and he got a really weird tattoo of a flagpole, not an ice cream cone, but of a flagpole on his face right there. Shh, somebody's kick messaging me. One of you guys is kick messaging me during this video. And so we draw that flagpole, and that's Poland. See? Poland. They're called Poles. People of Poland. There we go. Now, Cinti. Wait, stop kick messaging me, guys. Gosh. I'm just gonna put it on silent. Now, little Cinti, he did a bad thing. He waddled over. That's his waddling, and he ate your key to your house because he doesn't want you to leave him because he loves you so much. So he ate your key. So that's Slovakia. Get it? Crack myself up with these things. Slovakia. And now he's no longer hungry. Now please note, this is not how you spell the country. On your map test, spelling counts because we give you a word bank. That's not how you spell Hungary. It's Hungary. But yeah, so now he's full. No longer hungry. Yummy, yummy, key in my tummy. Anyways, so now let's move down to the front part. I don't know why I touched my shoulder. The front part of the duck. And I'm going to point something out to you. You see the crow's beak? There's the crow's beak. We call him the slow crow. And what he's doing in this, we're in a tea shop now, by the way, because he's trying to eat the head of little Bo. Her full name is Bosnia, but we call her Bo. And he's trying to eat her head right there. Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia. Slow crow eating Bo. And now what Bo is doing in this tea shop is, first off, she's drinking my tea. Okay? Do you see the little teacup? That's my tea. Alright? I paid for it. And she just went and took it and she's drinking it. That's Montenegro right there. Anybody see Bones? Angela Montenegro? Right there. My tea, MT, Montenegro. It's kind of a stretch, but whatever. Now, what Bo is also doing, besides drinking my tea that I bought, she is kissing on her boo thing. Kissing on her bae. Herbie. This is Herbie right here. Or also known as Serbia. Herbie. So that's Serbia. And now if you look right down below, he's got a really messy beard. I'm sure it's not really doing this. I'm adding like tentacles to his beard. But Macedonia, messy beard. Or massive beard, if you want to do that. Macedonia, massive beard. And then also off to the side, you can see his elbow. He's kind of pushing Bo away, like, dude, not in the tea shop. That's gross. Nobody wants to see that. Bo, stop. And he's elbowing, or Albania, right there, elbowing her out of the way. Now, let's move on over to the duck's rear end. All right, this is where you all want to go because you get to draw the word butt. I know, it's so funny. She said butt. Oh my god. So we've got two issues going on with this duck's rear end. We've got the fact that the duck, he ate your key, so he's just, little Senti's just walking around all the time, so his butt is a roaming. Duck butt roaming, or Romania. Get it? That's a good one. That's a good one. And then this poor little duck is all about that bass. All about that bass. No trouble. So he's got a little bulging area right there. If you see, bulging area, or Bulgaria. And there we go. And it's got a bulging area, and it's all about that bass because it wants to just kind of sit where it wants to. If you see the tail feathers, that little area, it's sticking its tail feathers up and moving its big rear end because it wants you to move over so it can sit on Moldova. Move over, Moldova. That one's a pretty good one. I'm pretty proud of myself on that one. So there you go. You've got your duck completely filled in. So then what do we do with duck? We cook it because it's so good. And when you're cooking something that is this delicious, you get grease droppings down at the bottom where it's in the frying pan. So there you go. That's where grease is. So let's go through this one more time. We've got Poland with his tattoo of a pole on the duck's face. We've got the Czech Republic. We've got Slovakia. We've got Hungary. Ate the key. It's full. No longer hungry. Then we've got Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia. Slow crow eating Bo. We've got Serbia, Macedonia. Then we've got Montenegro. And we've got Albania. Bet you didn't know that's where I was going to go. Albania. Then we move over. We got Bulgaria and Romania and Moldova. And on the bottom we've got Greece. So there we go. That's Central Europe. Whoosh. Crammed in real fast. All right, let's move over to Eastern Europe now. So we've got another lady. Her name is Bella. There she is. Isn't she lovely? So beautiful. Bella means beautiful in Italian, in case you didn't know that. So this is Bella. And on her hat, she's got Ilali written. Ilali. Or Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. All right there. And Bella is Belarus. I know. And then, of course, we've got the big R over there to the side. I mean, hopefully you know where Russia is. It is the largest country in the world by landmass. Fun fact, the smallest country by landmass is also in Europe. It's Vatican City. I know. Crazy. Mind blown. Smallest and largest all in one continent. Don't even know what's going on anymore. So, therefore, we've got one more to go. That's my bad. Bella, let me tell you a little something about Bella. She is a crane driver. Yeah, that's right, because you got to know where the Ukraine is. And she is a crane driver for the company U. You've got U-Haul, Ukraine, self-employed craning company. And so draw a little crane right there. And you've got the Ukraine, which is Bella's job. So now I can pull up my handy dandy sheet. Sheet should look something like this. All these little things. Except you've got a gnome drawn there. I didn't draw it on that one. That's my bad. Alright. Hopefully this video helped you and it didn't hurt you in any way, except maybe wasting a couple minutes of your life because you had me on and then you just walked away like a weirdo. But hopefully this can help you out. Do you want to go over them again? I can do that. So we've got Iceland, the UK, Ireland, Portugal, Spain, Andorra, France. Actually, France. Then we've got Nerdy Birds Lick Mini Germs, or the Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, and Germany. Then we've got Austria, with the schnoz, with Swiss cheese on the end, or Switzerland. We've got the Boot, which is Italy, and it's kicking something. Then we move over to Central Europe, which we've already gone through pretty much a whole lot. So I'll just skip over that. Then we've got Estonia, we've got Latvia, Lithuania, Belarus, Russia, the Ukraine, and then Norway, Sweden, Finland. Which these are my people. Well, half of my people. Scandinavian, right there. Scandinavian Peninsula. There you go. All right, I hope this helped you. If you have any questions, ask your teacher or study. Make flashcards. Quizlet works. Map games work. I've got links on my e-class. And now I will leave you with 6 different ways to say goodbye. Ciao. Bless, bless. That's Icelandic, by the way. Auf Wiedersehen. Au revoir. Adios. And cheerio, love.